So this story and my last story have a similar theme. Both involve idiotic little kids and their quote-unquote love lives, even though they're pretty much not even relationships. But in this story, it's a bit different because unlike last time where I was just a bystander, in this story I'm actually a wingman. So this story involves me, my friend Heather, and a person I will refer to as Bob, and a girl I will refer to as Stacy. So, this took place in 4th grade, like my last story, and there was a kid on my street, Bob, and he said, "Pearson, I have a crush on Stacy." I don't know, he said that like while we were riding bikes or something, and I was like, "You're my friend, I'm gonna help you." So I just found this piece of paper in the woods. Groove, the hokey pokey. Kinda made a mistake being his 9-year-old wingman, mostly because I knew nothing about girls. I didn't know about the iCarly or Sam and Cat or Monster High, so it was pretty difficult being his quote-unquote wingman. Now, what I did know is that girls like the hip, cool guys, so I tried my best to make him look cool. So I spent some time teaching him how to do wheelies on bikes, how to be funny, and how to do bunny hops on razor scooters. And surprisingly, it worked, because whenever he asked her out, she actually said yeah. But that's only the beginning of this story. So me and my friend Heather brought a wagon, and in it were bricks, granola bars, oranges, and bubbles. So we got the bricks and a big piece of slate at the creek and used it to make the exquisite table for the exquisite date meal. Mwah. Delicious meal. And that's where it all started. So then Bob and Stacy went down to the creek, and we were there, just kinda there, and we watched them do their cringy date stuff. As soon as they got there, Stacy said to Bob, "Bob, if you really love me, you'll submerge your whole body into the creek in the cold water." And Bob, brave and lovingly, romantically, went into the creek water, submerged his whole bodies, and came back up and said, "I love you." So after that amazing proof of love, they started the quote-unquote date. And they sat at the tables. I blew bubbles on them. And Bob didn't want his orange, so I ate it. And they talked for a while. And they were actually like super comfortable with each other and like really liked each other, which was weird. And a bit later, they said, "Hey, can you guys go over there and look away?" And Heather went to one side of the creek and looked away, and I went to the other side. Now, I wasn't too smart back then, but I could pick up hints. I knew what was going on. I knew they were gonna do the thing. And what was the thing? Something that very few 4th graders had done. And I knew that was gonna happen. So, while Heather was looking away, and Bob and Stacy were down there, because I went up a little ridge and went behind a tree, and I knew it was gonna happen. So, I looked away for a few seconds, and then I looked back, and I saw a deep, romantic kiss. Yeah, the two 4th graders kissed. They were down there, and they looked into each other's eyes, and just gets you right here, doesn't it? So afterward, I went down the ridge, and Heather went down and said, "Wow, what do you think happened?" I said. Heather I know what happened. They did the thing. They made a smooch. They made a big smooch. And she said, "How do you know?" And I said, "I looked." And I went and told Bob what I saw. And he said, "I kissed her. Now I have to marry her."
Yeah, yeah, do, yeah.